How are you?
I'm doing okay. Definitely have enjoyed your show. Signed up with Boundaries.me, the whole nine.
Oh, how have you enjoyed Boundaries.me?
I really have. It's really helping me cope right now, just with the situation that I'm going through. Just
Uh-oh.
um, yeah. I wanted to just ask you a question. As far as my parents have been married for a long time. I'm in my 40s. My parents have been married almost 40 years, and they're really kind of just going through a really really hard time right now, to where their relationship is just falling apart.
Hmm.
And I kind of
Was
just
it
want to
good?
know, like,
Has it been bad for 40 years, or was it good and all of a sudden something's
well,
happened?
I mean, I would think the last like maybe 10 years, I mean, they're empty nesters. They have, four of us. Um, and, it, you know, I wouldn't say, I didn't think they were unhappy, but especially in these last 3 years, they've just been, it's been really difficult. I mean, they've
Why?
had some like midlife crises going on, and so I just don't know, like, how do I continue to honor my parents when I feel like some of their behaviors are, are kind of toxic. And
What? Tell
um,
me. Tell me what. I mean, you can honor your parents by saying, "I love my parents and I'm grateful to my parents in so many ways, and I'll always hold them in a special place in my heart." But
mhm.
past, what is that? And if they get sick, I'll take care of them, and I'll. But what do you mean? Like what? Why? Why are those in conflict? To honor them and
Well,
not put up with toxic
yeah.
behavior.
Well, it just it's just that the way they're going about their disagreement is very just unhealthy at best. Um,
Right. That's the
and
definition of their marriage, right? They have an unhealthy marriage. So they're going to
yeah,
disagree in unhealthy ways.
very unhealthy ways.
So tell me,
I don't even. Hmm.
um, I'm worried a little bit about, we're up against the clock. I want to make sure I get to your question. What is it?
Yeah.
What it, like? What? How's it? Help me. What is your
Okay.
part of it?
Am I still honoring them by keeping my distance from them? Because
Maybe.
like from a Latino family, I almost feel like I'm grieving in a way the loss
I'm
of
sure.
a relationship, and it's triggered all kinds of like things for me, even personally. I mean, I've just been trying to get some help with this, but I just feel like there's a grief, and
There is.
I can't, they're still wanting the same level of relationship, and I can't give that to them. And then I feel like I'm not honoring them if I'm
Okay.
not,
Hold on
you
a second.
know,
Are they still together, or are they separated?
they're separated.
They're separated, and so they're not wanting the same level of relationship in the same way, because you can't have it in the way you used to have it, right? So
Right.
so what kind of a relationship? Because when that happens, you're exactly right. You're going to go through some grief. You've lost, at least time for the time being. If they don't get back together, who knows? But at least for the time being, you've lost an intact family, and that's a terrible blow to a child, even if that
Yeah.
child is 40 years old, because you're still, I mean, this is your parents, right? And
Yeah.
it tears the soul of a kid when their parents split up. Doesn't matter how old they are.
Yeah.
So I want to join you in your grief there, and say, maybe the first steps to take care of you, and make sure you have a place where you can just grieve and get the anger out of this pettiness that you probably see in toxic behavior, and why they're, and maybe you're really disappointed in them and how they're behaving
Yeah.
towards each other. And
Yeah. I
that's
never.
a
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a curveball, like a complete curveball. I mean,
Yeah.
I moved out of the
Yeah.
house when I was 18. I mean, I've never gone back. I've always had a really close relationship with them. And I mean, the feelings of disappointment, feelings of
Right.
anger,
And so
and it's
I
just,
would want you to have a place where you can process all of that. And when you said honoring your parents, I'm assuming
yeah,
that's like the biblical value, right? To honor your parents.
yeah,
Is there,
yeah,
okay. It's also the same Bible that says they came before God and they confessed their sins and the sins of their parents, the sins of their
mm,
elders and the generations before them in these patterns, because you want to name what's sick and name it.
yeah,
Because if you don't name it, you will repeat it. And so there is
mm,
nothing dishonoring at all to look at dysfunction and say, that is not okay. And you're going to be
wow,
sad about that. Now, what you've got to do is take that, and unfortunately, I'll have to leave you with this. You'll have to, I'm going to give you 3 or 4 points here. Number one, I want you to
okay,
name it in a place where you can really feel and bleed off the emotion and the pain and the grief of, you know what? I want parents that are more mature than this. Don't
yes,
we? Wouldn't it be nice?
yes,
And some people get
mm-hmm,
it and some people don't. And right now you ain't got it. And that's just sad and wrong. So I want you to name the truth of that. And I want you to, you know, like have all the emotion that goes with that and you grieve it and you find somebody that can listen to you and you understand that and you take all of that, right? And then you
mm-hmm,
take all of that and you take from that what the issues are without the judgment, without the rage, without the wishes to retaliate, without the wishes to hurt them or write them off or all the normal stuff that you feel when you're that mad.
yeah,
And then look at those issues and there say, is there anything that I could do here in naming those with them that might be helpful? Might I say to my dad,
hmm,
Dad, I don't know if you thought about this, but sometimes I'm not taking sides in this. I'm just telling you because I love you. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever thought about it. Maybe it could be good for you to just kind of put down the sword and listen to mom. Not that she's right,
yeah,
but maybe, or not yell at her, or not sell heroin out of the garage, or I don't know what they're doing, but
right,
whatever we can speak truth about and make sure, look, I am not picking sides here at all. I love you. I just want the best for you. And then whatever you can to be redemptive. Okay, that's the second point. Not really got to go here. The third point, but I want you to get the third point is anything that they are doing that's hurtful to you and that you can't participate
yeah,
in, then you just say, you know what, I can't get in the middle there, or and just have and then you have, and here's the bottom line, you have, and this is what we all have to do in life, you have the level of relationship with somebody that they are able to have.
yeah,
So if they can't have a conversation with you without going ballistic on your other parent, then you say, you know what,
mm-hmm,
I want to be close to you. That's a topic we can't talk about. Okay.
right,
So you just have limits in terms of what you can do and what's helpful and what's constructive and what's not, and have the level of relationship that each of them is able to have. But make sure that
mm-hmm,
you're taking care of your pain and all this too. Does that help?
yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay, call me back. We got to go today, but you can call me back again. I'll be right here. We can talk
Okay,
about
thank
life.
you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thanks for your
Okay.
call.